Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We are at the beginning of the month, which you guys know what that means. Another finds video. That's right, I'm gonna share everything I found for the month of November, and I found a ton of stuff. November was absolutely great. I found way more stuff than I typically do, and so I'm definitely excited to share it all with you guys. But first, I want to share what I've been playing, and this is actually one of my pickups. About 2 weeks ago, I picked up a new Nintendo Switch game. I was actually surprised that it was a physical copy, but it is Gunvault. So this is kind of a Mega Man-ish style of game. It looks amazing, it plays great, the storyline's kind of quirky, it definitely has a Japanese flair. It is definitely worth the $39. It is really fun. It's 2 games in one. I played through the first game. I haven't started the second one yet, but it is a lot of fun. Highly recommend that game. If you see it, definitely pick it up. I also picked up a couple other Nintendo Switch games. You guys were building up the hype quite a bit on Instagram and Twitter, and so this is no surprise. I picked up Skyrim. Now this is the first time I've ever played Skyrim. I have no experience whatsoever, and it's not bad, it's okay. I don't love it yet. I haven't really put a ton of time into it. It looks really good, it plays nice. The storyline is a little slow for me, but like I said, I haven't put enough time into it yet to really have an opinion. So I'll definitely be doing that in the days to come. And then I picked up a game that will probably surprise you because it surprises me. Farming Simulator. Now this is a game that I originally purchased for my son. I was anticipating him being able to play and farm and drive some tractors around, but it is definitely a little more in depth than that. You really have to understand markets, buying and selling. You do get to drive the tractors around, which is a lot of fun, but it kind of seems like it's a little bit above his head at this point. Still not disappointed that I picked it up. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of one of those games that you don't have to think about a ton. So if there's something that I just want to sit and play, I've been playing it. So it's really not that bad. I've picked up quite a few NES games. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you guys are aware of most of these pickups. But at the beginning of the month, my son and I, we went down to a flea market about 3 hours away and came across a few NES games that I didn't have, and one being pretty significant. The first one that I picked up was James Bond Jr. Now this is a game I haven't put any time into yet. I've heard it's fairly decent. It is a pretty uncommon game, but excited to have that one into my collection. I also picked up Might and Magic. And then I also picked up Treasure Master. And then this one is pretty significant. This is The Empire Strikes Back. Now this isn't a rare, expensive game, but it was hard for me to find. And the reason I'm so excited about it is that it completes my childhood collection. That was the last game I needed to complete my childhood collection, and I finally found it. Really excited about it. You can see that video down in the description below. Make sure you check that out. And then the last game I picked up at that flea market is a complete in box. Now typically I don't buy complete in box just because they're so expensive, but I got this one for a really good deal, and it's a pretty fun box. This is Monster in My Pocket. Now when I say complete in box, I don't know if this is 100% because I think there was a toy inside these. I'm not really sure on that, but I really enjoy the game. It's really fun, and to have it complete in box is really cool as well. And then I also picked up quite a few NES titles. Now I went to a retro clothing store that we have in my town, and I've really gotten to know the owner fairly well, where she'll give me a call if something new comes in. And so she let me know that she had Legacy of the Wizard, and this is a game I don't have, so I was pretty excited to get that one. And then this is Muppet Adventure. I haven't played either one yet. Let me know what you guys think of that down in the comments below. Maybe you guys have some experience with it. And then I also picked up quite a few NES titles. on Black Friday. It was a buy one get one deal, and so I just really found a whole bunch of the cheap $5 ones and was really getting them for half price. So I picked up LJN's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I've heard terrible things about this game. This is Home Alone 2. Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. Heavy Shreddin'. I heard this one's pretty terrible as well. This one's not too bad. Russian Attack. And this one is fairly decent for what it is. I do remember renting this a couple times as a kid, and that is Side Pocket, so a pool game. It's fairly decent, fairly interesting for what it is. I also picked up, this one's absolutely terrible. This is an LJN release. This is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This is Sunsoft Xenophobe. This one I haven't heard much about. I've seen it quite a bit though, but this is Kung Fu Heroes. I'm not really sure what it's like, and it's released by Culture Brain, so I haven't seen a lot of games released by that company. Definitely excited to try it out, maybe for a Retro Thursday recap. This is a 2-in-1 cart. This is Short Order and Explode. And like I said, these are all very common games, ones that I come across fairly often, just never pick them up. And like I said, for buy one, get one, it's a pretty good deal. This was Baseball Simulator 1000. And this game is actually really fun. I did a Retro Thursday recap on this one. I'll put that down in the description below as well. This is World Cup, and actually in really good condition. I have the 2-in-1 cart. I didn't have the cart by itself. I absolutely love this game. It's a lot of fun. It has the same character design as River City Ransom. It has some fun power-ups. It's a really interesting game, and one that is fun to play co-op for sure. And then I have a neighbor that is kind of interested in some NES stuff. He doesn't really play much, but he was mentioning that his Nintendo was broken and wasn't working right. So I offered to take a look at it and see if I could fix it. It ended up just needing some pins. So I changed it out, gave it back to him. He decided to give me a game in return, which I was super thankful for. It's a game I don't have, kind of uncommon, and that's Tombs and Treasures. So this is, I think, a point and click game, which aren't my favorite style of games, but it was one that I didn't have. I've never seen it before, so definitely happy to add that one to my collection. So quite a few NES games, as you guys saw. And then another YouTuber and video game collector, and he lives in the same city I do, Vidjagamer. He messaged me and said that he had a couple items for sale, see if I was interested before he started selling them to other people. And so one was a Game Boy, and now I never grew up with a Game Boy. But definitely was excited that he had one. It's in an okay condition. It needs a little bit of work, but I think I can fix it. So this is my very first Game Boy. Has Tetris in it, and then it came with the carrying case, and I think it also came with another game, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in this pouch. Oh, here it is. And then this one is Kirby's Dream Land. So I guess another thing to collect for. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience playing the Game Boy. I remember as a kid my cousins had these, and so I would jump on that occasionally. So let me know down in the comments below kind of what games stick out in the Game Boy collection. I'd be kind of interested to know that. But then he also mentioned that he had a Sega Game Gear. And this is one my cousins also had, and I know this is a battery sucker for sure. So I picked it up from him. It's in really good condition. The screen looks pretty decent. It came with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then I think there was another game in here as well. Maybe just a couple of cases. Yeah, he gave me a really good deal on it. Yeah, NHL hockey. Never played that game, but I'm sure it's just like all the other hockey games. This is actually my first piece of Sega in my collection. I don't own a Genesis or anything like that yet. I'm probably looking for one. Just haven't had a good opportunity to pick one up. So those were all the finds that I had for the month of November. Like I said, it was a ton of stuff, way more than I usually find. But it was definitely a good month. I'm looking forward to December. Hopefully I find some pretty decent things. But that's really all I had for you guys. Make sure you check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Cartridge Fun. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That always helps me out a ton. And that's all I had for you guys. See ya.